Had a fucking spiritual surgery. I mean, I really did take y'all all the way with me through finding peace. And it took a long time, you see, but I'm finally arrived, B. I mean, we had to do all kinds of crazy things to get me over the hurdles, you see. But now I'm all in for love. I mean, Willie and everything. I mean, but don't worry. God is still working now. Love is now grounded in and down into the peace that I made you see. See, I had to come through all of that negativity. I had to make peace with the great I in me. I had to take responsibility for my life, you see. I had to realize that I was trying to do things in a way that really doesn't serve the whole, B. See, I was, looking at life from only one side of it, you see, but what God gives us eyes, B, to do is to be able to see from the perspective of the great I and my eye. And those two eyes you see are the heavenly eyes, B. I mean, they are the ones you need to be looking through, B. You then can look out and see. I mean, the world around you, boo. But remember, you're never looking for them. You're always looking for you. You want to take the beam out your own eye so that you can wipe the speck out of your brother's eye, boo. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the point of this story, you see. I mean, we really thought that it looked one way, B. I mean, it might even be a continuation. I mean, time will only tell that thing. But as I am grounding down now into the peace that I've made you see, yes, I'm going to slow down, B, honestly. And I'm going to start giving you real answers to real things. No more talking about the past, you see, because that is somebody else's story, B. I mean, reason why my story is so confusing to you, boo, is because it's not your story. So you're not supposed to understand it. And that is really how it works for everybody, and that's the truth. I mean, right now, it is imperative that you know your story, that you know you. I mean, I can promise you, I've done Ancestry, boo. I mean, when I was a little girl, I thought Eddie M was my grandfather, you see. Turned out it was Stevenson, B. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't really know what's real in this 3D. But because you know that your feet on the ground, B, you grab a hold to it like it's really life, you see. But when you realize that the great I am is not matter, B. And so all the things that matter don't really matter, you see. But when you are holding on to the great I inside, wherever the great I is, that's where you'll abide. And so you don't ever have to worry about how you're going to get around, how you're going to ride. You don't ever have to worry about anything. You just got to come on with the God inside. You have to work with that God. You have to learn to be obedient, you see. I mean, right now, you know the laws from the 66 books, so that's the ones you're going to have to use. I mean, those who had the courage to look outside the 66, well, you got a little bit more tools. But those who can go inside and get directions direct from the great I am, you are the greatest master of them all, my friend, because you don't have to rely on tools from outside. You get them all from within. And if you can live that life, well, then that's abundance, my friend. I mean, you have an eternal wellspring, you see. And when you come into the level of maturity where, you grown enough to see, like, I'm a big kid now, B. I couldn't stay a child forever, you see. But in this life that God is about to afford me, I'm never going to lack again, you see. I mean, I am grounding down love into my peace, you see. The two constants, B, that are required for the abundant life, B. I mean, you have to know your ABCs. You got to know where to put things, B, because if they are in the wrong place, you see, they're not going to work properly. And you're going to wonder why you're not getting exactly out of something that you need. So, rates might be too high. The entry might be too steep. See, there's no price that I can't pay to enter, B. You can promise me that it's free, charge me a fee, take my credit card, do anything. You have to understand who you're robbing, B. I mean, at the end of the day, like I told you, I'm not no Bedouin sheep herder, B. I'm not a landlord, you see. I'm not even landlocked, B. I have nothing to do with what's happening with any of you. I just came through. And so God said, well, you showed them how to come to peace, B. You showed them how to mature, you see. You showed them how to get through they screaming and hollering, you see, cursing out the demons, B. And then when you get at peace with yourself, I mean, you got to go through the spiritual surgery. If you told the truth along the way, I mean, they may put you up on the world stage, but I mean, what's the worst they could say if you told the truth, B? But if you was out here hurling accusations that wasn't based in truth, you see, well, then you in trouble, B. See, I have contemporaneous notes and all kinds of things. I mean, I document a lot, B. I mean, I literally have a letter in my notes on my Apple computer, you see, and it was just the craziest thing because one day my hands just started moving, B, and it was just like, I'm really married to New Breed and my husband tried to kill me. I mean, like some crazy narrative, you see. And I'm like, Well, how the fuck could I be married to New Breed? I don't even know his fucking name, you see. I mean, when the motherfucking energy come to me in the spirit, it says his name is Paul, you see. I asked him, was it Tarsus, you see, because I know that Paul is a deceiver in the Bible bit. I mean, you really had this rival, you see, with those who follow Hamashiach B. I mean, those who, went along with that story, you see. I mean, I think Paul might have been more a little bit aligned with James, you see. Faith without works is dead, B. And you just can't sit by doing nothing, you see, unless you've been given that position, B. Because when God is setting your table, you see, you ain't running around for a motherfucking thing. He's setting that shit up in the presence of your enemy. And they don't like what they see. So when they start talking about you, booing, they're going through all these hysterics when they see you. I mean, they yelling and booing and talking about all the things that's wrong with you. Listen, baby, they just mad because they not sitting in the same position as you. And they can't see from the perspective that you do. And since your perspective is higher, you see, you realize, I mean, why would I want to run to abundance when abundance is already afforded to me? I can stand here on 7 because, 7 did eat. Is what they say, 7, 8, 9, B. I mean, think about it. I mean, why you want to get to the end if at the end you're going to get 8, my friend? I told you, it's kind of like Trump with the melanated man. You don't ride the fucking back of a crocodile, my friend, because when you get across, it's going to eat you, boo. So if you find yourself in a safe place, you stand still. Because if you truly belong to God, you see, he going to come down in that neutral territory. And he going to pick you up, B. Because you had enough sense to stand still where you couldn't be attacked, you see. Acid and alkaline, they can't cross the lines of neutrality. I mean, no matter what they want to make you believe, it's not a flow, you see. I mean, these are the segments, B. And like I told you, it was the middle path for me. Because that's the path of acceptance, you see. I mean, where else would you find a fucking golden child? It was already written, B. Come on.